Right, hello YouTube. Welcome to, well, something you've probably never heard of. This is a strategy game called Perimeter, or I think the original, I believe it's Russian, was Perimeter Geometry of War. They seem to have called it Real-Time Strategy Reborn, I guess, for the English one. This is a game that not many people talk about, and with good reason. It isn't a particularly well-known game, at least over here. I believe there's a grand total of like 2 playthroughs on YouTube, as far as I'm aware. I think it's Dr. Z who could actually speak Russian and could actually translate and tell you what had changed between the versions, and someone else who I have no idea what who they were, I can't remember, but there was, I think, another one. I rather like this game. I found this as a kid. I used to be a big fan of real-time strategy games. It's very weird. Now, the reason I played this at all today is because, well, as you saw, I was having a bit of trouble with the energy tank for the From the Depths campaign, so I'm going to give it at least a day by putting this up instead of whatever From the Depths would have been. And yeah, we'll just have a little look at it. It's an RTS with some very unique ideas and a lot of things that could have come across the more games, I think. I think there's some really clever systems here. Now, we're going to do a quick skirmish battle. We're going to go on one of my favourite maps, Boneyard. There are 3 factions. There is Exodus. Okay, you picked different frames. I didn't know that. Oh, cool. Okay. There's Exodus. There's Empire. Oh, Empire gets 3, huh? And Heartback. Might be because I haven't finished the campaign, maybe. We're going to play as... We'll do Empire. We'll be Vice, I guess. We'll fight the Exodus. I think this is a handicap, but I'm not entirely sure. We'll put them on normal. We'll be red, because that fits for Empire, and we'll be... Set you guys to blue. I think that's what the default Exodus frame is. This game has a pretty extensive campaign with some interesting difficulty and a few bugs. So we'll pause the game while we talk about a few things. So... This is our base. Yeah, this thing here. How big is it? Well, let's open it up and we'll find out. Put the game on play. To open it up, we're going to need to connect to at least 1 energy core. What are energy cores? Well, they're kind of important to how this game plays. So, your one resource in this game is energy. You can see how much we have there, and our max cap, which we can improve. This shiny stuff here is known as the zero layer. Energy cores, as you can see, generate it. And once active, we'll connect to your frame. The point I had to make here has been slightly spoiled by the fact I hadn't realised this one doesn't open up. We'll maybe be able to see if we look at the enemies frame, actually. Yeah, that's a city in there. These things are enormous. Genuinely gigantic. And they can move, they can fly if they need to. But yes, these are our frames, these are our bases. Now, we don't have much space because we can only build on this zero layer, this flat area. It doesn't have to be energized. That just happens either when your frame's on the surface or you've got cores on it.
Energy core.
But to have more building space, we need to flatten it. So we're going to tell our terraformers, or brigadiers rather, which are our terraformers, to flatten it. Let's send out these little fellas. Little munchy fellas.
Terraforming initiated.
Now flatten the ground out. We're going to have a few more of these. You can have up to 5. Of either terraformers, which are, well, the brigadiers, which are, where is our brigadier? Where are you?
Brigadier online. Brigadier
Oh, he's there.
ready.
This little guy here. Or build masters, which are these guys. They are the ones that build your buildings. They deploy these little packets that make buildings.
Brigadier ready.
Now, what else can we build apart from those? Well, we could build labs, which are what unlock our units, which is this big list down here. So we're going to build a laser lab, which is the most basic sort.
Energy core ready.
You can only build one thing at a time, so... but you can queue up loads of different things at once, but they'll only build one at a time. As you can see, these guys are chewing down the land and making it flat. Because yes, I believe, if I remember correctly, this game is voxel-based, not, well, polygons, I guess. So the terrain is all deformable. You can sort of see the squares on it if you zoom in really close.
Lab ready. Energy core.
It's kind of unusual. There's not many games that do that. It's also kind of a fun map. I kind of like this one because you might notice, yeah, that's a giant brigadier. That's a giant version of that unit we just had. I think that's a build master as well, maybe. No, actually, I think that's an officer plant. I'll look at it again, but... Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this map, but these bits are like giant versions of our units. There's the build master. I knew there was one here somewhere. But yeah, so now we have a laser lab. We can start building some defences. We're going to build some laser turrets. They're not very powerful, but they'll do a good job of shooting out light units. And air units. Not air units. Yeah, no, light units specifically. I'm trying to remember what's good at what with this game. But we're going to want some units, so... Let's build an officer plant. All of your units are made out of 3 types of basic units: soldiers, officers, and technicians. And by combining them, which they can all do, they can all sort of nan them off together, you can make the more advanced stuff.
Squad ready. Moving squad.
So, on their own, soldiers do a pretty pitiful amount of damage, but they can do a little bit and knock things around. Officers can actually negate attacks entirely. Like, they'll drain the weapon energy out of the enemy unit and stop them firing. And technicians can repair other units nearby. So they all have a bit of a use on their own, but they're not great. But, for example, get 3 officers in one place. Charge up the energy, which is this little bar above. That just charges over time as long as you've got power. And they'll turn into bigger units. This is a sniper. This is a very basic, tiny little laser tank. I don't know why he's dancing like that. I don't know whether it's an animation bug or they just always done that and I've never looked close enough to notice. I keep trying to use WSD to move the camera and never remembering it's like, no, it's an old game that doesn't work. We're going to want to be able to build all the unit types and we're going to want to be able to build them quickly, so we're going to build another one of each. We're also going to get some more laser turrets building because I don't know what the enemy's up to, but they're building faster than we are. There's no fog of war in this game. Oh, they built a lot of lasers. Oh, they're going straight for their special weapon. That's their special lab. Yeah, so each faction has access to all the basic units and 4 specialist units. And if you have the expansion, which we haven't got on at the moment, you get an extra tech tree as well. It added in the, I think it's the Electro Lab, which is kind of a weird one. I've never been quite sure what the goal of it is. Most of these units I've worked out over time now. I'm a bit older and playing it again. That's like, oh, okay, this is meant to be for finding this type of unit, like the missile turrets against aircraft, for example. But yeah, the Electro Lab I never quite worked out. I've never been 100% sure what that's meant to fight, although I didn't have that expansion as a kid. That's a newer thing.
Unit ready.
This is a bit of a weird game because no one I knew had it. Literally no one I talked to has even heard of this game. That isn't, you know, someone I've talked to about it.
Of course, Leggett. Brigadier online. Construction complete.
Okay, they're all there. Yeah, as you can see now, we've got a bunch of them. Intended to a whole little unit of them. We're going to park them up front a bit to defend ourselves. But we might want something bigger. For example, hey, I'd like some big laser tanks. Well, do that. We'll upgrade our labs. The more space, as you mentioned as well, because of the energy, obviously, nearly everything costs energy to do. The more land you have flat with this 0 layer on it. Oh, there's fighting happening.
Squad under attack.
Is there enough for us to win that one? I'm not sure. Because it's the same units, this is pretty much going to be a numbers game. See their weapon charging up there, although it's a bit, display's a bit jank because it's the whole squad is charging at different times, obviously. Yeah, we got him.
Moving squad.
Chase that little guy down. You won't get away. Yeah, you can still reinforce the squads even when they're transformed. And they will lose you as they lose units. They'll also lose any spare units they have sort of embarked on board. Because the other units don't stick around. If you have, like, for example, these guys just cost officers. If I had some technicians left, they'd join with the thing. They wouldn't be anywhere. They'd be part of that unit. They'd still sort of exist in a sense. We're going to build our own special lab because they're building theirs. We probably want the big stuff out. Now, there are other types of turret as well, which is also a lot. But yeah, so unlocking the units uses these labs. So with the laser lab unlocked, we have the sniper. With the laser lab upgraded, like we're trying to, in fact it's already at level 2, we'll be able to unlock, for example, this bigger tank. So we build, say, 140 of those. 40 technicians and 20 soldiers. We should be able to have 10 laser tanks. Limos. Yeah, like a heavy anti-ground vehicle unit. They have a bit of a rock, paper, scissors system going on, where like certain units are designed to fight certain other units. That, for example, is the barrel of a wagon tank, which is a mortar. That, I think, is the engine pod off a... Oh, what are they called? It's a bit easier to show, actually, with these, but I can't remember where it is. Off a strafer, which is sort of a gunship type thing. The only others I recognise, that's an Arcopter, which is like an anti-ground missile launcher. I still am not sure what that's off of. It's a turret off something. That's off of a gyroid, I think? Oh god, they're building the big guns. Okay. We might get to see some terrain deformation in action here, because that's a unit specifically designed to do that. Wow, the AI is faster on normal difficulty. I didn't used to play with them on this when I was a kid. We're going to need some heavier Anti-vehicle firepower. Give us a rocket lab, please. Oh,
Transformation
but
initiated.
what we do have is
Laser
our
turret
Limos.
ready. Transformation complete.
Now, you can probably tell by the sound they're firing some much heavier weaponry.
Coordinates locked. Attack command.
Yeah, I'd appreciate if you could destroy those guys before they got to me, because they're going to cause a problem.
Squad under attack. Engaging.
What are you waiting for?
hostiles.
Go. Shoot.
Engaging
Actually, can you shoot those
hostiles.
guys? You can. Actually, oh, yeah, there they go.
Attack unit ready.
Yeah, see, they said about terrain deformation.
Under attack.
Your buildings can't exist on terrain that isn't flat, and will start to take damage if they are stuck on it.
Engaging hostiles. Laser turret destroyed.
So some of the weapons don't do any damage at all, but they'll shred the ground up
Squad
underneath the
under
target.
attack.
It's pretty cool. I like it. Yeah, it sort of makes good use of the whole voxel
Under
system.
attack. Energy core.
I think we've held them off for
under
the minute,
attack.
but we definitely need to get some better defense. As you can see, our laser turrets were barely even in range there. Once that's finished, and level 2,
Ready.
we'll be able to build something a bit bigger. God, I am interrupting construction a bit by building these.
Energy core ready.
Now, it wouldn't help us against those units, but
Base.
you do have a shield.
Attack.
And it's what the game's named after. The perimeter is
Core
this.
shield generator active.
Big old energy bubble. It's indestructible. You can pass through it, but it will do a hell of a lot of damage to non-friendly units. Like a lot. It will straight up destroy smaller units. And it takes a lot of energy to sustain. It's not too bad if you've only got one running. I think normally you can easily run one at a time. You run the whole bubble at once,
Activated.
and they will join together. If you cover the whole frame, it'll go all the way over.
Shield.
Nice little trick you can do.
deactivated.
That'll use power pretty quick. Although actually not as fast as I thought it might there. I have to admit, I'm quite surprised by that.
Lab ready. Squad
Ah.
awaiting orders.
Our Empire Lab is ready. Yeah, the labs actually also change shape. I forgot to zoom in when it was happening, but they do change shape when they level up. So we can now, for example, build our special unit, the Leech. We've already got one squad.
Unit ready.
Well, that's where you need the command center. This is something I didn't used to use at all as a kid and realised as an adult that was really stupid. You're meant to use the squads as in groups. You do have a unit cap, and it is tight. It is 250 total units, so you do have to be a bit careful of what you build and when.
Hostiles.
Oh, jeez. Here they come again. Here we go again. They shoot those units, those buildings that aren't built. They're going to be knocked out almost immediately.
Attack
They have
command
no health.
received. Construction
They will
complete.
just literally blep out of
Attack
existence.
command
And they've managed it.
received. Base under
No, what are they
attack.
targeting?
Base
Oh, they're targeting
under
a laser
attack.
turret.
Energy core under attack.
Yeah, they'll probably destroy that. Yeah, they're trying to repair it, but I think it's going to be destroyed. So let's fine. Focus on keeping those cores up.
Construction
Yeah, as you can see there, those units are pretty tough.
orders.
Those ground cracking units, I think they're called scum splitters. They're very durable, actually, so the fact we can destroy them that quickly says a lot for how tough the Limo is.
Energy core under attack.
Yeah,
Transformation
damage will also
complete.
cut down the amount of units you have, so as you can see, you've only got enough to build 2 now. Okay, it's technicians we're short on. So we build them,
Moving squad.
and we've got the
Unit
ratios a bit wrong,
ready.
because they've been
Unit
damaged and we've lost some.
ready.
Okay, you have to be a little bit careful, but once you get a extra units thing, you can have more than one squad, but the unit cap's still the same. I do think it feels low. It would be nice to have more to mess around with, but it also seems to be about right for balance, so
Construction
I guess
complete.
swings and roundabouts on that one. Be nice to have more to mess around with. I did see they're coming in again, so let's...
Squad awaiting
There we go, now we've
orders.
got loads of them.
Transformation initiated.
Oh, they've halted.
Moving squad.
Ah, look, yeah, look, they're doing it as well.
Complete.
They've got a squad of
Unit
backup,
ready.
but they've stuck with the little lightweight
Energy
units, so
core
they're not
ready.
too much of a danger yet. Ah, Rocket Lab's level 2. Now start building missile turrets. They're very good at anti-air, and they're just generally more powerful and longer range.
Completed.
But laser turrets are very cheap and quick to build and very accurate, so they're good against light units. Rockets are a bit better against heavier
Squad
stuff.
awaiting orders. Rocket turret ready.
And you've got a lot of options for where to attack from.
Ready.
You
Moving
could attack
squad.
from
Moving
the
squad.
ground. You can go under the ground. Hello, Luna. Cat has decided to go in the recording. Yeah, you can go under the ground. Some units can dig.
Coordinates.
And you can also go above it. You can fly. Some units can fly. And depending on what labs you build, depends what your enemy will build as well. They are fairly smart. They will try and counter you to some extent. They built a lot of turrets.
Squad awaiting orders. Moving squad.
Although they are all lasers, so let's make a little bit of a preemptive attack on them.
Energy core ready. What is your will then?
Our energy is holding up better than I thought it would. Normally I seem to find myself running down a lot quicker than this. What we'll do is we'll have a secondary squad of special units once we get to that point. A quite good combo for the Empires, an Unseen, which for years as a kid I thought was totally useless. And then I worked out as an adult how you're supposed to use it. Was like, oh no, this thing is a menace. Because all it does is make your unit underneath it invisible and untargetable at least. I don't know if it's actually invisible to another player. What this does, however, mean is they can't shoot it. So if you combine that with a piercer, which is their giant nuclear drill torpedo, and use it to get it in close, because the unseen is actually quite tough, even if it doesn't have an attack. Well, I'm sure I don't need to say what an invisible nuclear torpedo getting to a base unseen will do. So yeah, Empire didn't used to make sense to me as a kid. Yeah, I'll probably raise their shield once they realise what I'm doing. There we go. Yep, I can't even target them through that. We'll pull back a bit now, we've done some damage. Right, now to build that torpedo, we'll need certain labs. So we need our Empire lab maxed out, and we need our rocket lab maxed out, and we need I think it's rocket lab? No, rocket lab's for the special turret. We'll also need our, we'll need a Subterra lab, and we'll need it maxed out, so we'll make a bit more space, and we'll also put one in. I'm probably, if anything, I'm probably using too much space, but that's fine.
Squad ready.
Oh.
Engaging
No, let's turn around, we don't want them getting to us.
Terraforming
Yes, every faction has their own special units. Exodus have some cool stuff. They have a... They're kind of weird. They start with these guys that are really good at smashing at the ground, and they're very durable. Like, I know they're dying quickly to these, but these are hard hitters. Like, they're doing quite well, really, to even withstand that many hits from them. They have a unit that's like a giant flying, like, laser flamethrower that just flies over things and just scorches it. Very good against light. They have a tornado thrower, which is bad. It's not awful, it could hit everything, but it's a bit inconsistent, because the tornadoes aren't really steered. And they have a catapult, which sounds terrible, but it has about twice the range of anything else in the game, so very hard to actually like get out of range of it, so it's excellent against buildings, so it also does hit quite hard. And it can injure ground units quite heavily too, but actually getting hits on them requires a bit of manual aiming. Empire, these guys, I can actually show off their units. These are leeches. They actually drain a lot of energy to reload, and we're going to have to put them back to Limo's real damn quick. They will connect to the enemy's energy network and just drain it. They just negate a huge amount of power out of it. So they are a problem, basically. They don't do any damage, but they will flatten your batteries, and that might let a second lot of units get through your shield, because your shield can't be turned on because you're out of power. They have the unseen, as mentioned, which makes units underneath it invisible. Usually best only using one of these at a time in a second squad, and then covering your other stuff, because again they won't do damage on their own. They don't hide themselves either, which is why Kid Me used to be very confused. It was like, no, they're not meant to sneak in and transform, you're meant to hide something under them. Disintegrator. Well, what that does basically is go, how's the best way to describe this? It goes, hey, your unit, it's all basic troops now. Yeah, it basically forces the unit to demorph. So they just turn into the most basic type of troops, which are, of course, very vulnerable to rapid firing units like the officers we had earlier. Or the snipers, rather, I should say. And again, the Piercer is a giant atomic torpedo. We're going to show that off later if we can. We need our Subterra lab upgraded to level 2. I don't know the priority order for building things, but I do know energy cores are at the top. If you tell your guys to build an energy core, they'll build that first before anything else. There's also a few other things you can do with energy. Transmitters. Which are these? We're going to build one of. Can transmit over a really wide distance. So you only have to like terraform a little patch, and then you can plonk down another core, for example, for quickly getting somewhere. Oh boy, they're attacking again. Collectors can store another, is it 5,000? 2.5? 5,000. So they increase your maximum capacity. You probably won't be at it a lot of the time, but it's nice to have. Oh, they built planes. Oh boy. I don't have a way to fight those. Get back. Uh-oh. Yeah, Libos can't hit planes. I think they've gone back anyway, yeah. Yeah, they tend to gyros. I couldn't do anything about that. Yeah, they can't hit them. Oh, that's annoying. I was going to start off the Exterminator. The Exterminator is one of my favourite units in anything. It fires... It's not very long range. It's very durable. And it fires a little underground torpedo. And it can go underneath the shield. It's one of the only units that can go through the shield, because it just literally just goes under it. It's very cute. I like it. It's very unique.
completed.
I think we have enough to... Yeah, we have enough to build those now.
Unit ready.
I'm going to try and build a piercer and show it off, and then we need some anti-air power, because we are struggling without it.
Ready.
We could fight from the air, but we've got enough for rocket units now. Let's get a secondary rocket squad as anti-air. 60 of those. 30 of those. 10 of a unit is usually enough to have a decent force with it.
Squad ready.
Yeah, good news with these things is they can't hurt units, so they're very easy targets for stuff like the limos, but...
Squad taking damage.
Yeah, I was insistent on trying to kill my guys, though.
Unit ready. Coordinates
I'll try to
locked.
get those things off of me. Yeah, they looks like they're turning back as soon as that thing gets near. Oh yes, if you want to defend against underground units, you need these Subterra chasers, and I should probably be building some. Because now I've shown that I have a underground lab, yeah, the enemy will rush one as well. They nearly always will rush a Subterra lab, because that's the only way to defend against them, is either more exterpretors, or having one of those labs.
Orders. Transformation initiated. Subchaser ready.
I should probably show the combo, shouldn't I?
Transformation complete.
Oh, we're at unit cap, I can't. Okay.
Rocket turret
Well, we're going to have to get rid of this.
Coordinates locked. Coordinates locked.
There's a good way to do that.
Attack command received.
That's to use it, of course. It's a little bit vulnerable until it actually deploys. It can be destroyed, but once it goes off, they've got an impressive effect. Anti-grav. Okay, we do need an anti-grav lab. Once you know what you're doing, it's not too difficult to get all the labs out. I do think, if anything, that's maybe something they could improve. Well, could have improved on. It's a very old game at this point, I think. Don't know how old, but I think it's 90s. Made by KD Labs, who are going to rush, and I have no idea what happened to them. If they're still making games, I can't imagine they're doing much of it at the moment, given everything going on over there. Although, actually, I suppose I wouldn't stop them, but... Okay, let's... I'm trying to dual focus here, but I want to show this off.
Squad ready. Squad under attack.
Yeah, there it goes.
Lab.
Yeah, it does a hell of a lot of damage, a splitter. You really don't want one of those landing in you. I think it sort of irradiates the ground around it a little bit. Oh, there's a skit. There's a burner. Yeah, there we go. That's the one I was saying about that lasers everything underneath it. Also, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, could you focus that, please? Let's put the shield up. Actually, they might be close enough that the shield catches them and destroys them. Yes, it did.
Rocket turret ready.
Yeah, the shield just hurt them for passing through it.
Squad awaiting orders. Transformation initiated. Shield deactivated. Energy core.
It will be doing damage. It's not enormous damage. It does burn the ground underneath it a little bit. Yeah, which will force the frame to disengage. Yeah, if the frame isn't on a flat surface, it's forced off the surface entirely. And that can be dangerous because once it's off, it's vulnerable to damage.
Unit ready. Energy core under attack. Lab under attack. What is your
Until they
will?
terraformed it, it won't be able to go back down either. But as you can see, we hit them pretty hard. It's done a good chunk out of their sort of forward advance there. We do have to be, I think, a bit more aggressive now because clearly their the AI is not waiting around for me to explain how the game systems work. Honestly, the nerve of some people. Definitely need to have more turrets up in general. I absolutely let slip there by building that piercer. It did damage, but they hit back as well.
Squad awaiting orders.
Gonna have some more rocket protectors this time. They should be reasonably good anti anything really rocket protectors. Rocket projectors, they're better against aircraft, but they can fight anything to a degree. Them and Scepters are sort of the generalists. There is some long-range anti-building stuff, like the bomb units, like the wagon tanks, the bombie, the mortar. I was going to say the house, so the house is the turret. There's also an anti-vehicle turret. Ah, that's what I've been waiting for, though. The ballistic missile launcher, and I'm sure I don't need to explain what that does.
Terraforming completed. Engaging hostiles.
Yeah, each faction gets a big finishing super weapon, basically.
Squad under attack.
I'll hit the gyros first, kill them, and then it should be pretty good against them. Yeah, they do loads of damage against aircraft usually. Oh, kill that quick! Don't let it go off on you. Okay, we got it. Those little lines coming in, that's basic units. The green lines is technicians trying to fix it, and the blue is officers trying to knock my weapons offline. They aren't building their super weapon yet, so we'll be okay for a bit.
Moving squad. Transformation initiated.
I'd like to show off another unit or two if I can, but I'm trying
Complete. Squad ready.
to stay competitive-ish. This way you build some wagon tanks, give them a little bit of a something to think about style attack.
Unit ready. Moving squad.
Yeah, we've got some unit cap left. We can do that. Let's also build some more factories because we could definitely have more units being pumped out at once. A lot of the time in the campaign, you're building stuff almost constantly, so I'm also probably falling behind on terraforming. I should probably be trying to get more land available to build energy cores on. Because we are starting to... The greener that your bar is, the faster you're getting energy back.
Unit ready.
Probably quite efficient though at the moment because we're using it about the same rate as we're getting it. What happened there? They shoot me like once and then run away. I think they shot me once and then ran away. That was weird. Oh yeah, missiles do have a bit of terrain collision. They'll actually like leave little tiny craters as well. I really do like the little voxel thing with this game. I don't think I've seen any other strategy game do it. And it seems to perform quite well as well. This never ran particularly badly, even like on an old just like household computer. I don't know how they did it, honestly. Given the time as well. They're trying to sneak around me. Yeah, the AI actually is smart enough as well to know that if you've got a hole in your defenses, they will go around it. They're also possibly running away from the rocket projectors because they know they can't win that.
Squad awaiting orders.
I'll get those last two technicians.
Ready. Laser turret ready. Transformation initiated.
I'll leave them to go and bother them.
Orders. Coordinates locked. Transformation complete.
I think the
under attack.
missile turret's still coming together. Oh, they're cracking their base again.
Under attack.
That's fine. They've slowed down long enough for the
Awaiting orders. Coordinates locked.
Yeah, like I said, these things you can probably see from this. That's one of those. This is a wagon tank. I also really like these units because they do this.
Engaging hostiles. Energy core ready. Base under attack.
I don't know what these little pellets are, aside from bombs, obviously, but I really like them. I love that little constant flow of fire. Heck, this is something I could do for From the Depths. Could make some of these. Kind of like the old custom cannons, actually, the way those act. In you go, fella. Just watching it turn around. Just noping out. Ah. Our missile launch is ready. This will drain a huge amount of power. Until it's loaded. But it's quite impressive to see once it's ready to go. Right. What we're going to do... You're going to cut those guys off. Same time, you're going to knock out that plant. Slow them down a little bit. You can also capture things. If you can sever a network of energy cores, because they only have a short-range connection, you can actually just, like, if you connect your own network up to it, you'll take it and everything on it that isn't powered by the enemy anymore. So they also have a bit of a catch mechanic. If you build an energy core next to one of theirs, that will also do the same thing. And, like, if you activate a shield over it, I should add. So yeah, there's some interesting systems with this game. There's a lot of clever ideas behind it, but never gets talked about, never gets brought up, really. It's just kind of this slightly odd, obscure RTS that I really like. There's a lot of little things as well, like these can damage units. You can't target them, but if you land the bombs near them, they'll hit them. They'll take damage, like they do have a proper little shockwave to them. In fact, you can see they do, because they've run away. They've realised. So giving them something to think about with this attack. Knock out a few of their units.
Attack command received. Engaging hostile.
We'll leave them there to cause them problems. But we're out of power because we're draining it. Let's put some more cores. Yeah, missiles aren't the best against basic units because they're a little on the imprecise side, ironically enough, for being, you know, missiles. But they are very good against anything a little bit bigger. We'll pull it back a little bit now. You guys did good. Might even do another third squad barracks, build a small technician squad that can fix them up. You can sort of sneak over the unit cap a little bit sometimes if you repair up a damaged unit. Kind of a weird little trick. And you can, I believe, actually, you can hack the damage cap up a bit, but the AI doesn't quite know how to react to it fully. I think it can play it, but the game gets a little bit jank. It's sort of designed for that 250 cap. Oh, you can also build moats. This stuff at the edge will damage you if you go over it. You can actually dig them. I don't know necessarily that you would very often. Any competent AI is Human is going to get around that, and the AI is not awful at getting around it. Actually, I know why. It's for the campaign. Yeah, so for the campaign, there's also these monsters called Scourge. And the Heartback can control them. I think I never got to the Heartback's special unit tree. Yeah, the Heartback. Oh, the other thing as well is the X. This special weapon is a volcano gun. It just summons a volcano under the ground, underneath your enemy's buildings. I probably also don't need to explain why that's cool. But yes, the Heartback's one. Their basic unit summons a swarm of giant spiders. Giant scourge spiders. Their slightly more advanced one summons sharks. Then these sort of spherical demon things. And then finally a dragon. Yeah, every unit that just summons a dragon. It's awesome. And their command unit summons a whole bunch of different scourge in a big wave. Ours, as a ballistic missile launcher, does this. Oh, don't tell me we're out of range. We are out of range. Dang it. That's fine, we'll target there. That should still get someone with the shock. Need to build a new one a bit closer. I thought it had a longer range than that, honestly, but... Brigadiers to here. Unless I was about to come down. Oh, they're building their super weapon, that's it. Scum Disruptor. I'd rather you did not. I can hear the technicians repairing over there. Oh, shoot. Oh, there it is. Yeah, just knocked their plane out of the sky. Ah, that didn't look very impressive. I think the shockwave didn't show properly. There's normally this great big shockwave that rolls out from it. I wonder if that's because of the angle. I'm going to sell that. We need it closer. Yeah, what's the bit we're moving to? About here. I'm going to build one closer. I didn't realise we were out of range. Did we at least... Yeah, we did destroy it. The damage happened even if the visual didn't show quite right. I will take that. But yes, we're going to have to go over there. So we'll build the trads better. We won't need to build as many. We might still build some anyway because the more ground we have, the better. But we're also building... We're also terraforming very slowly. So we're going to tell it to go back in the frame and switch over. Is this the robot frame? Is this why I can't see inside it? Empire do have one robotic one. I wonder if this is the one, if that's why we can't see in it. Most of them unfold when they're powered up. This will sort of fold down into a big pyramid when it's not. Or a smaller big pyramid, I guess. Technicians are repairing. What do you guys need to go back up in numbers, Genna?
Unit ready.
That'll be what they need. I think we have all the labs upgraded. We'll try and wrap this fight up fairly soon. I literally forgot. This explains a lot, though. This explains why Kid Me was always wondering why the super weapons would never target anything. I didn't realise their range wasn't that big. I think I just sort of assumed it was the full map, and it just, well, wasn't.
Buildmaster waiting. Moving to position. Brigadier online. Brigadier moving. Of course, Legate. Brigadier online.
That's the one that was over there. Oh, there's a tornado threat.
Squad ready. Engaging hostiles.
Is it going to fire at us?
Energy core ready. Squad under attack.
Not quite. Yeah, no, that is the one that would throw tornadoes at us. I almost don't want to be shooting them because I want to show them off, but at the same time I'd like to win. Okay. New launcher, please. Get it in range of things.
Squad ready. Squad ready. Transformation.
Okay, we're back up to full numbers. Maybe let's throw these guys away so we can show them off ourselves.
Complete.
Let's just have them roll into the middle and just do as much damage as we can. In fact, maybe not you, just the mortars. Oh, what the heck. You guys too. We could build new units quickly. You guys can even help. Go wreak some havoc. Have fun, you crazy kids. There's no way to decommission units apart from throwing them into the void, effectively, or the enemy, so...
Squad taking damage. Unit ready.
They'll be wiped out in fairly short order, which is, again, fine, because we want to... The whole point of this is to make some new units.
Moving squad. Squad taking damage. Squad ready. Coordinates locked.
Let's see, what can we show off that we haven't? Let's get some scepters. You'll be a scepter squad. You guys could be a bomby squad. That'd be half the size I'm expecting it to be, but...
Unit ready.
Oh, I hear tornado. Where is that? Oh, they're trying to drop a tornado on us.
Under attack.
Ah.
Under attack.
They can't stop that once that's rolling.
Squad awaiting orders.
Not only do we need that scepter squad, we need it now.
Squad ready. Coordinates.
Where is he?
locked.
He's there.
Transformation complete.
They're also quite durable. Is he turning him into... Oh, he's turning them into 2. Good.
Base under attack. Energy core under attack. Unit ready.
Oh, move, move. I think the tornadoes can hit you guys even though you're airborne.
Base under attack. Base under attack. Base under
And
attack.
now go back in.
Attack command received. Squad ready. Transformation initiated. Transformation.
My base is being tornadoed
Base
to death.
Under attack. Energy core under attack.
Okay, luckily the
Base
thing is
under
right there,
attack.
so we're not losing it
Squad
just yet.
awaiting orders. Engaging hostiles. Squad awaiting orders.
Oh, at least be shooting at it. Jeez.
Base under
Oh, they
attack.
brought a lemur.
Energy
You can't hit him,
core
but it
under
is...
attack.
Oh, it is destroying the missile launcher. Go away. Shoo.
Squad ready. Transformation initiated.
That's a bit better. We just about got through that.
Transformation complete.
Oh, there's a lab we haven't upgraded. Yeah, we'll leave that. It only unlocks the howitzer. It's like a static anti-building weapon. It's not
Squad
bad, but
ready.
it's not amazing, and it's definitely not what we need right now.
Coordinates locked.
Some more
Squad
technicians
awaiting
again.
orders. Unit ready. Squad awaiting orders.
Okay, guess what units? That'll be roughly the right volumes of everything. But yes, I think you guys have got a fairly good idea of how the game plays now, I hope. Again, in the campaign, they throw a lot more different stuff at you. There's a lot more unique enemies and things, but
Squad
not so much
awaiting orders.
factions. It's either the Scourge or another frame with its own agenda. They've all got different reasons for doing what they're doing. The whole idea of this, to explain a little bit, is this is a world on what's called the Chain of Worlds.
Ready. Moving squad.
It's in a place called the Sponge, and it's called that because it absorbs kind of the thoughts of everyone travelling through it. But the problem is it's a little bit like the warp in 40k, and it's not that consistent in what you'll get out of it.
Engaging hostiles.
If 2 people, for example, are scared of, I think the example they gave was like, if one person is scared of a cockroach and one is scared of like slugs, you'll end up with like a slug with a cockroach head kind of thing as a giant monster. Yes, it includes the fears of people as well. But you might also get like an ice cream dimension. Like,
Base.
it's really inconsistent.
Engaging hostiles.
I'm guessing this world looks like it does. This isn't one of the campaign ones.
Base. Under
Because
attack.
this one is probably made directly from the thoughts of the
Base.
the
Under
actual
attack.
people exploring it. So this is why it's covered in giant bits of terrain from our vehicles. It's still ground, it's just... I think it's called scum, the actual ground material, which is why, again, scum twister and splitter and
Energy
things.
core under attack.
And this is something never explained in the English one.
Transformation
Thanks to Dr. Zed for explaining this to me, because I never knew this as a kid.
Coordinates locked.
There was a big whole like
Transformation
manual lore
complete.
thing that just
Base.
wasn't
Under
with my
attack.
copy of it,
Base.
because
Under
the
attack.
English translation is simplified quite a bit. And also some plot things cut entirely, but yeah, it's an odd one, this game. I do like it, but it's definitely got some weirdness behind it. But yes, this is like a world on the Chain of Worlds. They are these small, flat planets. This is actually canonically the shape it is in the void,
Construction complete.
where all sorts of weird stuff happens. And again, the monsters that come up are called the Scourge, so
Energy core.
Heartback
ready.
eventually learned how to work with them in the plot. I don't know if they ever really explain how or why, but they do, I guess.
Squad
And yeah.
awaiting orders. Transformation
Fights break out between the two, but effectively,
Squad ready.
the different factions are trying to go to, like...
Complete.
The world's existed a big old chain. It takes some effort to build a way to go through and come back again, but
Locked.
you can do it once you set up the right stuff in the right place. Indeed, a lot of the Exodus missions have you pushing forwards to build the portals back and forth on the more dangerous worlds. Well, there goes the bombies, literally dropping bombs. What did you expect?
Squad
Maybe don't get
awaiting
too close to the
orders.
enemy.
Squad under attack.
I used to really like bombies, but I don't think they're that great. But they're good.
Ballistic missile.
What they are good at is making a general mess in large numbers. If they fly over an enemy base, they'll just leave craters everywhere. So they can be good for sort of applying pressure all over the place, making themselves a general nuisance to deal with.
Squad ready.
I'm going to do that now,
Engaging hostiles.
because again, they drop bombs over such a wide area, but usually if the enemy's not stressed, they're not really enough on their own.
Squad taking damage. Energy core ready. Unit
Are they actually dropping
ready.
bombs at all?
Squad ready. Engaging hostiles.
They were not.
Squad
Where is the other one?
orders. Moving squad.
I think that one's glitched.
Transformation initiated. Squad ready. Squad under attack.
Little grounded squad is going to get cooked if they stay there, but they're definitely glitched.
Transformation initiated.
Turn to a single gyro. Actually, you could turn to a strafer. We could at least show that design off. I do like the designs. They're weird looking though. These little disc things are supposedly anti-gravity generators.
Squad ready.
Oh, they've got a scum disruptor. It's not turned on, but they've got one. Yeah, you can turn them off to save power if you don't have enough to charge them up. Excellent. This one will hit a bit harder because we're in the middle of their base. Right, this would probably be the time to go in for an executing blow, so I'm going to try and
Unit ready.
get an exterminator squad trained up. They're very powerful. They're a good one to finish things off, but they have the downside of short range. If the enemy's got defenses still active, you don't necessarily want to be doing using them straight away. We're going to use it to exploit the gap we're about to make, basically.
Ballistic missile launcher charged.
Let's get a second one being built. We've got the power supply too, I reckon. We've got really good energy coverage at the moment. Right, let's make that halt before the enemy gets too big.
Squad ready. Transformation initiated.
It'll also pull units in all the way across the map, so sometimes just transforming one will suck everything back together again.
Moving squad. Squad awaiting orders.
Here comes the tornadoes again.
Command received.
Didn't realise that was us above them. I thought that was the enemy.
Squad
There goes that missile.
coordinates.
Camera's a bit weird on that. You can't normally see it from above, but I guess today we can. And it goes. Come on, show the explosion properly this time. Yeah, there we go.
Squad under attack. Base
Take that.
under attack.
They felt that one.
Squad ready. Moving squad. Attack command received.
Eggshell cracked. Let's see.
Squad awaiting orders. Moving squad.
But yeah, if we connected for that, for example, if we built a transmitter, if we could build one into range, which we can't at the moment, but we'll set up for that. That core there that's disconnected would just connect to our network and it just beat ours, generating power for us. So let's say the exterminator's off on something that doesn't move. Or on that go, would you? They fired. They don't look like they've done anything. Except that one that apparently collided with the turret. I didn't know they could do that if they were directly on top of it. Yeah, see those explosions? That's them.
Moving squad.
Massive crater in the ground. They make a huge mess. They are very, very nasty against buildings.
Engaging.
But they're very short range. If they're able to hit something, they're in turret range of it.
Ready.
Even the shortest range turrets will be able to hit it.
Transformation complete. Squad taking damage.
But against a laser turret like that, they'll kill that in
Engaging
one hit
hostiles.
easily.
Squad ready. Moving squad. Engaging hostiles. Squad taking damage.
And
Squad
again, yeah.
under attack. Squad
They're not loving that, but they did survive it. Yeah, there goes the explosion.
ballistic missile launcher charged.
Their missiles are already out. It's too late for the... Oh god, it's
Squad
recharged
under
already?
attack.
Really? Wow,
Unit
cool.
ready.
Can I just target the terrain? Yeah, some weapons can target terrain. We are a bit close, but that's fine. It's too late for those guys
Moving
anyway.
Squad. Squad taking damage. Squad awaiting orders.
See if we can't dislodge that.
Engaging hostiles.
We might have to cut this fight earlier for the sake of time, but I think you've got the idea. You can definitely break through the enemy's defenses in time with conventional attacks, but if you're the Empire, you've got some incredibly powerful super weapons. You should use them. They've got probably some of the best in that they're just... especially the ballistic missile.
Damage.
These units are okay. They can be very strong if used right, but they're techie. They do need some skill to use. The ballistic missile is not one of those things. That will just delete an area. Light stuff doesn't stand a chance. Even the frames took damage. It will repair quite quickly,
Moving squad.
as long as it's got power, but... Can we finish this off with a big bang? Can we get another splitter? Need a few more technicians.
Unit ready. Moving squad.
Let's finish this off with one last bang and try and blow them up. But yes, I'd say the Exodus for playstyle have... I want to say almost a bit of a more direct brawler style. Their super weapon's interesting. It's not... It's very, very high damage, but it's a bit inconsistent. So the volcano it makes will it will destroy whatever it comes up under. There's no surviving it. I don't know if it can target cores. And the boulders it throws are very high damage, but their aim is all over the place. Their reach is quite good, but they're not accurate. So you might well hit what you're targeting immediately and destroy it, or you might miss by an absolute mile. But it does stick around for a while. And the scum navigator is incredibly dangerous. It's some of the skirts that it summons are so damaging. So they're all potent. None of the super weapons are bad. They're all a bit different. None of them are unusable. So close enough to get a hit? It was. He's going to target the frame directly, I think, by the time that missile comes in as well. They definitely don't have the firepower to stop it. Not in time, anyway. Again, imagine one of these. You saw one of these earlier, right? Imagine one of these, and then it's invisible and the enemy can't target it, and that's the combo with the unseen. They're about to take a very big hit. Disengage. Yep, force off the surface. Now we just took out like half their network. Now that hasn't killed them, but you could see how if we followed it up well, we could easily have done so. A lot of their stuff. The labs are quite tough to destroy normally, but wreck the ground under them and they will go. Of course, the more stuff you knock out, the more power they lose, and the more stuff goes offline. So there's a bit of a death spiral sometimes if you're not careful.
Under attack.
We're probably going to actually technically lose now because we left ourselves open, but yeah, we could win this one, definitely. Hope you've all enjoyed that look at a slightly different strategy game, and I'll catch you guys all next time for whatever that is. Please, from the depths crowd, I know you're good at this stuff. What am I doing with this laser tank? I'm genuinely a bit not sure, but yes. Catch you guys all next time. Goodbye.